How to fire an employee without feeling bad. In the realm of tough choices, emotions run mad. The fear of consequence takes its stance. Understanding the mind is your only chance. Act not from desperation, see. Instead, from a place of clarity is when you will find that serenity and one finally becomes free. Let's be honest, if you're watching this video, you have experienced a situation before where you wanted to fire an employee, or you are experiencing this situation right now. And the truth that I've found for myself is that I always delayed that decision to have that call, the decision to let go of that person. By the way, I'm Jordan, did over $4 million in revenue, hired over 45 people, and I'm showing you how I grow my personal brand, achieve financial freedom, and find peace in my life. Before we dive into how you can let go of that person, or for that sake, end the relationship without feeling bad afterwards, let us first think about the first part of this mind game, delaying that decision. Why is it so difficult to make that decision in the first place? Because let's be honest here, wouldn't it serve you better if you were able to let go of that person 6 months ago? When you already felt it was the right call to make? Wouldn't you get all this time back without inner turmoil, slowing down, compromise? To me, the answer is yes. I would like to make that decision to let go of that person or end the relationship right when I know it is the right decision to make. So what is holding me from this? That's what I asked myself, and I found two things to be true for myself. Why can't you fire that employee? Where there is consequence, there is fear. The consequence of not finding a better employee quickly. The consequence of not having someone to do the work. The consequence of having to do that work yourself. The consequence of it being too much to handle. The consequence of feeling unhappy. The consequence of going bankrupt. The consequence of homelessness. The fear of death. I know I take it to an extreme. I understand you may have other fears, but this is what the mind does to you. This is the truth. Fear of consequences, standing tall. Understanding the mind is the key to all. Where there is consequence, there is fear. There is no way to remove that fear, only to understand it. To understand its deepest source from where it gets its power. If you are able to do this, you might make a realization, and that realization may lead to change. For instance, if you found out that the real source of your fear of not feeling able to fire that employee is that you now have to hire someone with more experience and therefore a higher salary because you don't want to face the same problems again, and that could lead to lower profits, and the realization that those lower profits are still acceptable to you because you see a net positive, then this very realization can lead to change, effortless change. For example, the change within you to start the hiring process without effort. But few are able to do this. We only act when we can't take it any longer. We only act when our back is against the wall. Unless you have truly realized that the decision is a net positive, what I just talked about. But most are not willing to look deep into their mind. So naturally, most only act when they have no other option but to. And this is not good. This is not bad. This is just the truth. You delay that decision to terminate that employee for so long until you can't ignore it any longer. When all hope is gone, you finally act. Which leads us to the situation you are in right now, or have been in the past, or will be in the future. Which is this: you are ready to act on that decision that you made a long time ago, to let go of that person. And you want to know what you can do to not feel bad about it, to not hate yourself after it, to very selfishly prevent any negative feelings for yourself. And if your mind just tricked you to believe that that word of selfish is bad, then you haven't understand that you are selfish, that we all are. And this isn't good or bad. In the same way, your mind will trick you to believe that firing that person is bad, that you are bad for doing so because firing is bad and hiring is good. Once again, the mind is the mind, and it would be a mistake to believe the things it tells you. It would also be a mistake to ask those around you, whether it's in business, family or friends, because they will condition you with societal beliefs. When you walk away from societal beliefs, it becomes okay, no feelings of mischief, a clear view of the mind without its fog, no inner dialogue, nor clouding your judgment, is when you can let go of that employee without inner punishment. And now you may ask, what can I do? How can I fire that employee without feeling bad about it? Do you have a checklist I can follow? Do you have a method I can use? Do you have a technique that works? Can't you help me? It doesn't matter what I say. It is only the mind standing in your way. Talk soon. And the serious person may check the show notes.